Hello to everyone at Alliant Group. My name is Gus Metzig. Today I'll be walking you through my guitar setup for the video portion of your Generous STEM Scholarship. I started playing guitar back when COVID hit in 2020. It's been one of my biggest hobbies since. I spent a lot of time just, innovating and tinkering with this, a lot of trial and error to get it to sound the way that I want it to. And it's been really fun because it's really inspired me to pursue a degree in engineering so I can apply, this sort of logical thinking of, building things, hearing how it works, going back to the drawing board and just, applying that into a real setting. So to start, I have this guitar right here. This is an ESP LTD Kirk Hammett. I bought this guitar for two main reasons. The first of which is this bridge right here. So the bridge is the part that connects the strings to, the rest of the guitar. But the interesting thing is that this piece right here isn't actually connected or screwed onto the guitar. So these screws right here kind of balance it as a fulcrum. So the bridge kind of rests like this. These are the screws right here, and the tension of the strings is up here, which is counteracted by the tension of the springs in the back, which I'll show you here. So you have the springs up here, those are providing tension, they're tight, and then it's counteracted by that back there. I also put some tissue paper here to kind of reduce the noise of that. But that sort of floating bridge, as it's often described, allows you to do really cool things like, loosen the strings like that. This bar being further away from the fulcrum makes it really easy to be precise about it and, get into specific pitches that you want. The second main reason that I bought this guitar was these two pickups right here. So these are active humbucking pickups, which means they have a very large output. This pickup right here is much more aggressive, and I brought it closer to strings just to really bring that out. You'll hear that in a second here. And this one is much smoother and farther from the strings for lead tones and that sort of stuff. They're both great. I run that into this pedal board right here. So the first pedal board I built, I made it out of plywood, but it didn't work very well. One, because the plywood was too thick, and second, because there wasn't an independent power supply. I have one back there. I run it into this pitchfork right here that can help adjust the pitch of the guitar. Then that goes into the wall, which changes the tone and compression. And then the biggest part is this splitter right here. So the wall goes directly into the splitter. So when you hear guitar on the radio, if you're listening to rock or metal, it's likely at least 3 different guitars playing at the same time to make it really appear big. Since I can only play one guitar at the same time, I decided I'd run it through 2 different amps. The thing to really make it sound big is to have 2 very different sounding amps. So right here is a Marshall guitar amplifier and a Fender bass amplifier. So, they're very different sounding, so it makes it sound really big. The only trouble with the Fender bass amplifier is I have to run it through pedals to make it sound big and more like a guitar. Now, another thing about these is that I had to elevate them to really make a wider range of the audio. So when they're really low to the ground, they get really bass heavy. Let's hear how it sounds.